In just a few weeks, the offseason will begin setting the stage for the 2026 college football season. SEC Media Days will give way to fall camp, which will be up and running in earnest this time next month. And the start of the season is less than 2 months away. And 2026 promises to be another incredible chapter in the annals of the sport. With talking season about to hit its crescendo, ESPN updated its Football Power Index for the 2026 season with new record projections and probabilities ahead of fall camp. The Oklahoma Sooners are sitting in a really good spot nationally, but will have a bit of a mountain to climb in the SEC to get back to the college football playoff and contend for a national championship. Their schedule boasts 8 teams ranked in the top 23 of the ESPN Football Power Index, including 2 in the top 5 and 5 in the top 15. But how do the Sooners stack up compared to the rest of the SEC in ESPN's Football Power Index? Here's how the teams rank, including their overall ranking. Projected win-loss, 4.6 to 7.4. Mississippi State showed a lot of fight last season and improved in Jeff Lebby's second year at the helm. The Bulldogs have an intriguing quarterback in Camario Taylor and an explosive deep threat in Anthony Evans. Projected win-loss, 4.3 to 7.7. Coming over from Memphis, Ryan Silverfield has his work cut out for him. But he's hoping a new culture can set the stage for consistent success. Earning bowl eligibility would be a start. Projected win-loss, 4.6 to 7.4. Head coach Will Stein is one of the better offensive minds in the country, and Kentucky ponied up for transfer portal talent. How quickly things get turned around in Lexington will be determined by how good Kenny Minchey is as a first-time starter. Projected win-loss, 6.2 to 5.8. It's a new era of Vanderbilt football after the Pavia party over the last 2 seasons. Presumably, the Commodores are rolling with 5-star true freshman Jared Curtis to lead the way. If Clark Leah and Curtis can navigate the doors to a bowl game, that'll keep a lot of momentum in Nashville. Projected win-loss, 6.4 to 5.6. Shane Beamer enters the season on one of the hottest seats in college football. But he has 2 of the best players in America leading the charge in quarterback Lenora Sellers and defensive end Dylan Stewart. Projected win-loss, 6.6 to 5.4. Alex Golesh is betting on his quarterback from USF, Byram Brown, making a seamless transition to the SEC. He's got a ton of talent, and the Tigers have a really good defense to work with. Can they find an upset or 2 and be in the playoff picture come November? Projected win-loss, 6.7 to 5.3. New quarterback Austin Simmons has as much upside as anyone in the SEC. He just needs to protect the football. If he can do that and the Missouri Tigers can run the ball with Ahmad Hardy like they did last year, Mizzou will finish in the top half of the standings in the SEC. Projected win-loss, 6.7 to 5.3. John Sumrall had a lot of success at Tulane and now hopes to replicate it with new offensive coordinator Buster Faulkner at Florida. If they have their offensive line and quarterback figured out, the Gators will be a fun team to watch in 2026. Projected win-loss, 7.3.4.7. Josh Heupel heads into 2026 with a new starter for the 5th straight season, and he'll be relying on a first-time starting quarterback to lead the way. Former 5-star freshman Faison Brandon and former 4-star prospect George McIntyre are battling it out for the starting job. Projected win-loss, 7.3 to 4.8. Trinidad Chambliss and Kewan Lacey are arguably the best quarterback/running back duo in the country. But how will things look without Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss Jr. orchestrating the offense? Pete Golding will still have the defense humming, but there's potential for a step back with the Rebels. Projected win-loss, 7.5 to 4.6. The Oklahoma Sooners offense will be better than it was last year. John Mateer is healthy, and the offensive line will be more mature and physically ready for the rigors of the SEC. And you know Brent Venables will have the defense locked in and ready to roll. Projected win-loss, 8.4 to 3.8. Texas A&M will have a markedly more strenuous schedule in 2026 than they did a year ago when they went 11-1 and scored just 3 points in their home playoff loss to Miami. A lot of the Aggies' hopes rest on the arm of quarterback Marcel Reed. If he can improve, the Aggies will have a chance at 10 wins. Projected win-loss, 8.4 to 3.8. Lane Kiffin is a good coach. I'm just not buying this quick of a turnaround. Sure, they landed some big-time players in the portal, but we have to see how the parts fit before we're buying LSU as the fourth best team in the SEC. Projected win-loss: 8.6 to 3.6. Kalen DeBoer has done well in Tuscaloosa, even if it hasn't been to the Nick Saban level of success yet. Success in 2026 will hinge on which quarterback can take the reins and elevate the Crimson Tide offense. Projected win-loss: 9.9 to 2.5. The Georgia Bulldogs will be my pick to win the SEC when I attend SEC Media Days in a couple of weeks. Kirby Smart has been the most consistent coach in the nation for a decade and has his quarterback and running back returning on offense and will have a defense that makes life difficult for everyone they line up across from. Projected win-loss: 9.8 to 2.7. Tell me if you've heard this story before. The Texas Longhorns enter the season as the #1 team in the SEC. Can they avoid an upset loss like they did last season and finally come out on top in the SEC title picture? Steve Sarkisian made an aggressive play to make sure the Longhorns don't miss the playoff once again. This article originally appeared on Sooners Wire. How does the SEC stack up in ESPN Football Power Index rankings?